Okay, yes. Calling all Spiritpreneur goddesses to the circle now. Calling all light workers to the circle now. My beautiful goddess mystics, you are being called to the circle now. My beautiful goddess coaches and healers, you are being summoned to the circle now. My beautiful spiritual teachers, givers, and empaths, you are being called to the circle. My artists and artisans who make things with your hands, you are being called to the sacred circle. The beautiful goddesses who help to bring us health, our midwives, our doulas, you are being called to the sacred circle. My creatives, my writers, my people who help us make the world a more beautiful place, you are being called to the sacred circle. Come into the room, come into the room, come into the room. Come on into the room, my beautiful goddesses. Welcome to the Prosperous Priestess Masterclass. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Prosperous Priestess Masterclass. Okay, so let me just make sure that everything technology-wise is flowing. All of you who are in the VIP Zoom room, I thought I would be able to see you, but I cannot. So go into the chat and say hello. I see some of y'all starting to come in. I see a few of you in the room, just a couple of you. Come on into the room, come into the room, come into the room. I'm so excited. Welcome to the Prosperous Priestess Masterclass. Yes, hello, my beautiful VIPs. Yay. Yes, 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 yes. You are in the VIP room, my beautiful goddess who asked, hello, is this the VIP room? Yes, it is. And shout out to everyone over in the Facebook group as well. I'll call you the overflow seats, the beautiful overflow seats. So if you are in the Facebook group or watching this anywhere at all, and you invested in VIP, then you want to come on over, check your links, sign in, and come into the VIP Zoom room so that we can interact. Even though I can't see you, we can comment, and hopefully tomorrow we'll figure it out so that we can be able to see each other, because I wanted to see your faces. All right, so yes, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Yes, yay. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome to the first Prosperous Priestess Masterclass. Let me tell you how this is gonna go. This is really exciting. So due to your demand, due to you saying that this is something that is important to you, and due to me getting the benefit and the bonus and the humble honor of interacting with you through my upcoming retreat, I felt like, okay, we needed to talk about our money, and we needed to talk about you bringing in, attracting, magnetizing more money to you, to your business, putting your voice out into the world in a bigger way, and you showing up in a bigger, brighter, shinier way for you. And so we can see, at least I can see, for example, this is a great example of how we show up for ourselves. As I've been saying to those of you who've opened the emails, registering is one thing, showing up is another. So we had, I think it was 400 and something people who registered. Out of that, about I don't know, between 80 and 100 people made the leap for VIP. And then I can't see how many people are in the VIP room, but I can see how many people have said hello so far. And it looks like there's like about, like, I don't know, maybe about 12 or so hellos, right? And 20 something who are on the other line. So our first thing that we're going to do for ourselves in this Prosperous Priestess week, let's declare May Spiritpreneur Month. It's Spiritpreneur Month. In this Prosperous Priestess week that is about you really embodying your goddess energy, you embodying your prosperity. Our first call of business is I show up. Type that in the comments. I show I show up. I show up. Yes, I show up. That you're going to show up for yourself. You're going to show up for those of you who already have a spiritual business. You're going to show up for your soulmate clients. Those of you who are writers and creative people, you're going to show up for the way that your art is wanting to come into the world. You show up. That is what is going to distinguish you from anyone and anything, any other person who is, those of you who feel like, okay, the market is crowded for what I'm doing. You show up. And Goddess Candace A, I just saw briefly in our beautiful sisters overflow room in the Goddess group. So Goddess Candace A, so let me just share this with you, because if it's the right Candace A, I think it is, who last year didn't get to show up through no fault of her own to the Goddess retreat. I'm glad that you showed up here, because I've been wanting to let you know. I just feel called to just gift you a year of whatever digital courses and offerings I have. So tomorrow, make sure you're here in the VIP room. Contact Goddess Joe and let her give you the links, and you show up. You show up. We show up. So this is a really beautiful chance for us to, those of you who have been saying you have no sisterhood, say, hey, sister, you have sisters who are here in this room with you on this journey. And what we're wanting to create, what we're wanting to put into the world is whatever our sacred offerings are. So I'm going to start off with a card reading. I'm going to read from this deck, the African Goddess Rising, my Oracle deck. For those of you who speak French, boom, we have it in French now. And those of you who speak Portuguese, the deck is also in Portuguese. The Spanish deck is on the way. But let's just do a brief reading and find out who's in the room. Because one of the things that we're going to be talking about is igniting a fire under your booty to realize how, and if you're very young, like if you're 19 years old and have nothing but time, that is great. And I'm excited that you're here. But for everyone else, it is imperative that we get your voice, your mission into the world in the way that you intend it to be, not by my definition of success. My definition of success is not relevant when it comes to you and your life and your definition of success. My definition of success is that you fulfill your purpose in the way that you were born to fulfill it. And that has many different things. For me, it means, being Ruby's mommy is my main reason for being, for existing on this earth. And it also means, getting to birth things like these African Goddess Rising Oracle cards that help you to be in relationship with the divine. So I'm going to share that. I'm going to share my business structure. I'm going to talk to you about, give you some exercises to do, and we're going to go through certain things. Today is all about your quantum messaging. I have added an extra day. You all who are here are master manifestors. Type into the comments, I am a master manifester, because you manifested an extra day in this course, because you were asking me so many questions and so much stuff that I was like, I can't fill that in 2 days. It's got to be a 3-day thing. So there's today, where we're talking about your quantum messaging. This is all quantum marketing. And then tomorrow, where we're talking about quantum selling and your money. And then the third day is the VIP day on the full moon, where we're going to be talking about your 6-figure prosperous priestess map. For the VIP goddesses in the room, we're going to be doing your money map. Okay. So yes, you are a master manifester. This is now a 3-day experience. So there's today, there is tomorrow, and there is Thursday for the VIP goddesses. All right. So let's just focus. Let's just bring our energy just current here in this circle. Let's focus on the prosperity of this circle, the prosperity that we are calling forward, and how good it feels to just be in the energy of sisterhood, how good it feels to be in the energy of non-judgment, how good it feels to just be in the energy where our voices are respected and we are turning our mission, whatever that means for you, into a movement. Okay, so let's see. Who do we have here in this room? Who has shown up and why? And what do the ancestors want us to know? I'm working on 2 new decks this year. I have 2 books I have 2 book deadlines this year, 2 new decks, 2 meditation albums, a lot happening. When I said at the beginning of the year in January that this is a level up year for me, I wasn't playing. I don't know if you were playing. There's a lot of y'all told me it was a level up year for you too. Type into the comments, level up. Remind yourself and remind your sister in the room, level up. This is a level up year. This is a level up year for me. And that means breaking all paradigms of who I thought I was, being willing to rise, being willing to expand, being willing to be wrong about things, being willing to have new knowledge that I didn't have at the beginning of this year. Okay, so here's what we have. All right. This makes a lot of sense. The goddesses who have shown up for us here. Okay, so we've got a room full of beautiful goddesses who are, and this is you I'm talking about, who are wanting to reclaim your harvest or claim your harvest if you felt like you've never had it before. Type into the comments, I claim my harvest. And doing that through your voice, which makes sense because, as I said, today is about your messaging. And so the goddesses who showed up for us are Mami Wata, Yasigi, and Abel Nimba, and also the vulnerability that it takes in order to claim your harvest. So I'm going to just show you. Okay, so Mami Wata, whose message is about being emotionally naked, being vulnerable, right? Goddess Yasigi, who is about living out loud. Type into the comments, I dare to live out loud, or just I live out loud. I live out loud. I live out loud. I live out loud, which for a lot of us is revolutionary. It's a whole revolution. I'm going to just say for all of us, it is a whole revolution for us to decide to live out loud. We've heard the quote, I think it's an Eleanor Roosevelt quote, well-behaved women rarely make history. We are choosing to live out loud. All of us who are on this planet right now are a generation that has incarnated in order to usher in a new earth, a new time, new times. And that requires us living out loud, living to the fullest in order to claim our harvest, our individual harvest and our joint harvest as well. I live out loud. I live out loud. I live out loud. And you daring to talk about your prosperity. I have to just deep bow to you, my beautiful goddess sisters who have shown up here with all of the messages that we've gotten since birth that, it is not spiritual or not feminine or not creative or not good manners or whatever it is to talk about money, to show up here in the energy of your prosperity. Oh my goodness. Deep bow to you. Deep bow to you. This is an important conversation because as we've seen over the past few years, having the ability and the capacity to claim our abundance, having the ability and capacity to be able to, send money to something that we care about, a cause that we care about, people we care about, politicians even that we want to elect, things that we want to protect, things that we want to put forward. It is imperative. It's imperative that we are able to claim our abundance. Type into the comments, I claim my abundance. So the first thing that we're going to talk about when it comes to being a spiritpreneur and when it comes to your prosperity of your business. And this is a controversial thing to say, but this is what I have been, what has been downloaded to me and given to me by, the elders and the ancestors to pass on to you, is that when you are a creative force, as each and every one of you are, I'm claiming that for you. When you are a person who has come to create, whether it is, clothes and food that you're making in your business or courses, books, art, whatever it is, that you are birthing, being that you are giving birth to that, it is a living, breathing entity. Your business, your spiritpreneur business, as a light worker, as a healer, as a coach, as a mystic, as a teacher, as a creative, as an artist, as an artisan, is a living, breathing entity that feeds on your purpose and births back into the world whatever it is that you are giving it to, that you birthed it to give back. And the prosperity is the ashe, the lifeblood of the business. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to say that again because for some folks it may be a new thought. For everyone, it may be a new thought. Your businesses that you are creating have an ashe, a life force energy of their own. That's why certain people, just like we don't feel like in alignment with certain folks, we don't feel in alignment with certain businesses. And they could be selling and doing the exact same thing. But we look at one and we're like, ooh, it just feels off because it's out of alignment with you. It's out of alignment with who you are. Beautiful. Yes, Goddess Amani. I am. She says, I am all that God is. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And your business is all that God is, all that the divine is, all that spirit is, whatever language feels in accordance with your soul and your ancestors and your journey. And so that's why when you are wanting to birth a business and putting a business in the world, for some of you who feel like, oh my God, why is this so hard? You know, that's why it's hard. You're not just putting something casual into the world. It doesn't matter. You are birthing a life force energy. So it's not your fault that it's challenging. It's not your fault that it's scary. It's not your fault that it's daunting. It's not your fault. And so for me, with this knowledge, you know, the other day I was talking about, you know, the chakras of your business, how your business has chakras because your business has energies. For me, with that knowledge, I'm taking that knowledge into everything that I'm called to build for you. So even like with my upcoming courses, with the 6-figure Spiritpreneur Priestess upcoming course, I'm going to build into it done for you templates and courses, like a framework course that you can take and put your name on it and then put your magic on it. And then it's a course that you can sell so that we can just shorten the time between you having ideas in your head and you getting them into the world, because energy is accelerating. Energy is accelerating. Energy is accelerating. And what we don't want is the feeling of the creatrixes, the goddesses, you, all of you who are meant to birth this new earth, feeling like you are left behind. You matter. Your voice matters. Type into the comments, my voice matters. There's a reason why, you know, when they do the scan, that the vocal cords look the same as the yoni. Like there's a reason. Yeah, there's a reason why the vocal cords and the yoni look the same, look, you know, mirror images of each other. Your voice is sacred. Your voice matters. And so the reason why we're beginning our quantum marketing, our 3 days of quantum marketing lessons. If you're just joining us, you missed me saying that there's an addition, you manifested an additional day tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is now a 3-day experience. There is a reason why we are beginning with quantum messaging before tomorrow when we move into quantum selling and your spiritpreneur money, and then move into making your prosperous priestess 6+ figure money map. Your voice is everything. It is the engine that is driving this life force that is your business. And when you feel that in order to fit in with whoever it is, or in order to not piss people off, or in order to attract the most customers, you're going to be the most middle of the road and not say anything that's controversial and not share what you really think, then that's why your business is floundering. It cannot thrive in that energy. And if it does thrive, you're not going to be happy with it. You're not going to thrive. We want you to thrive. We want your business to thrive. Yes, Goddess Antoinette says, I got my first founding member for my membership. It took me 2 years to birth. I had to heal my father wound. Love patterns and unwell love patterns, and it was worth it. Ashe, Goddess Antoinette, I'm so proud of you. I am so proud of you. So proud of you. This is what we are building here, a community where it's not about, you know, capitalism tells us that due to competition, only one of us should make it, or one of us should be in the room, or one of us should succeed. And, you know, you stomp other people down to get to the top and all kinds of stuff, dog eat dog world, and all of that, all of those stories that we've been told about ourselves, about our money, about our abundance. This is exactly the opposite energy. My abundance should fuel your abundance. Me sharing with you anything about what I'm doing, I'm not sharing with you that I have, you know, that I'm leveling up this year and I have, you know, a multi-book deal and a multi-card deal or whatever to share with you, like, oh, look at me, I'm so great. I'm sharing that with you to say, yay, look at us. Look at you and I, like, look what we can do. This is what I did. This is what you can do. How exciting. How exciting that we get to do that. And there is no point where the market will be saturated. Market saturation is a myth when it comes to spiritual businesses, because there are people that will be in alignment with me, people who will be in alignment with you, people who will be in alignment with all of us, because we're responding to a calling. So you're being called forward for that. You're being called forward to put your blessings into the world. So congratulations, Goddess Antoinette. We want to just type congrats, sis. Even if you don't know her, never seen her, don't know her, congrats, sis. Congrats. We can do it. We can do it. And we are doing it. We are doing it. Yes. Congrats, sis. Yes. Let us rise and shine together. Let us rise and shine together. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. And it's about the whole picture of our lives. So not only you thriving in terms of who you can help and who you can serve, because that's number one, you know, as a spiritual business guru. And I'm not big on gurus as we've traditionally been taught gurus, but as a spiritual business guru, you know, and guide and teacher and all of the things that you are, yes, number one, in service to your soulmate clients, but also you're in service to you having the juiciest, most pleasure-filled, most incredible life possible. You who spell your name woman are in charge of, gifted with the only body part that is there for your pleasure, solely for her pleasure. So that says to me that when you were designed, when you were made magically and beautifully and sexily and all of the above, that the divine had your pleasure in mind. Prosperous pleasure. Prosperous pleasure. Your abundant pleasure in mind. And so with this entity of a business that you are birthing or rebirthing, let's begin by just sharing with me, type into the comments just what you do, how you show up in the world. If you have a business, if you are wanting a business, whatever it is, type it in the comments. Introduce yourself. There may be somebody here who's in the room who needs your services, or you may just need to just articulate it for yourself. So I'm gonna use Goddess Candace, who I mentioned earlier before. So Goddess Candace is an emotional freedom techniques teacher, amongst many other things. She teaches EFT tapping that you guys have seen me do in order to clear issues and challenges. Goddess Antoinette, who we just spoke about. Yay, I see Goddess Doreen. I see a lot of my beautiful retreat goddesses here in the room. We're going to be going to Belize shortly. Goddess Antoinette is a womb healer, a womb healing goddess. Yes, type what you do into the world. Yes, I'm seeing women's circle healer, soul tarot reader, Ayurveda practitioner. Oh, yes. Oh, I'm getting chills. Transformational spiritual teacher, a physician who works with substance abuse. Oh my goodness, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Yes. Oh my goodness, journaling circle maven, meditation guru, meditation teacher. Yes, yes. Wait, did I see somebody say that they were a starving artist? Let me rewind. Am I seeing things? Okay, no. Okay, I'm a starting singer. Okay, because we have there is no starving artist in the room, no starving artist energy in the room. For a long time, I defined myself as a starving artist. And what do you think that I got? I got a life that was that of a starving artist. Like, using those words, your words are extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. So I created a life that was a starving artist life. There's nothing starving about you. This is an abundant world, an abundant universe, a prosperous universe. And so, yes, beautiful goddess. Yes. Ah, I love it. Angel Oracle, Tarot Healer, African Priestess, Traditional Healer, Motivational Speaker, Author. Yes. Beautiful. Chanting meditation, poet, spoken word artist, erotic poet. Ah, yes. Someone said, yes, we are so magical. I love this room. Yes, absolutely. Medicine woman, I see you. I see you. I see you. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Yes, proud founder. Yes, beautiful. Oh my goodness, I love everything that you're doing. Everything that you're doing. Helping women move from pain to freedom in their sexuality. Ooh, Goddess Felicia, that is juicy. Yes, there is juicy stuff going on. And so, can you imagine, like, can you even fathom or make up in your mind a world where the divine would want all of these incredible magical goddesses that are doing these things to be broke? No. Can you even fathom a world, a creator that would want people who are giving this mother's milk? This is mother's milk. Type into the comments, mother's milk. Mother's milk. This is mother's milk. Type into the comments, mother's milk. Is there any idea that any creator would want these kinds of humans that we are? Oh my gosh, Ori, elevation, healer. Oh, woo, Ashe. That a creator would want these divine entities known as you, known as Goddess Antoinette, known as Goddess Leslie, known as Goddess Maria, known as Goddess Angela, that a creator would want you to be poor or broke, that a creator would want you to not have the things that you want, that a creator would want you to not have the desires of your heart and soul, that if you felt like, okay, well, I would like to buy a new car, a new home, or a new whatever for my child, or whatever for my friend, or a new, who cares, whatever it is, a new vibrator, I don't know, whatever, that a creator would want you not to have the abundance to have whatever it is that you desire. No, no, that does not exist. That does not exist. The divine is rooting for you and rooting for you to win. The divine is rooting for your business to thrive, for you to serve more people than you ever imagined. How many people do you want to serve with your gifts this year? Let's just make it. Let's give it a container. Let's even make it this month. This month, how many people do you desire to serve with your gifts? How many people this month? Okay, 50, 30. Beautiful. Keep it coming. How many people do you desire to serve with your gifts? This is an important question, because often when we begin conversations with prosperity, the coach, the teacher, whoever starts with, how much do we want to make? And I've done that. But we're going to begin with, how many people do you want to serve? It is a different energy. 10. I see 100. Beautiful. I see 100 plus. Excellent. I see 500. I love the 100 plus. I love the plus. And let me tell you why. So, for example, I mentioned earlier my upcoming course, the 6-figure Spiritpreneur Priestess. Somebody said, I need that class. Good. You'll be in it. We'll make it happen. Right? I call it, actually, the full name of it is the 6+ figure Spiritpreneur Priestess. The 6+ figure. Because we don't want to limit ourselves. We don't want to limit the divine. So yes, so when you're typing in that number, let's add a plus next to it. This or something greater for the good of all involved. This or something greater for the good of all involved. Infinitely many. Ah, juicy. Thousands. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. Thousands. Oh, I love it. 130. Excellent. Excellent. Being specific with the numbers is really, really helpful, because we need to be able to go here in, we've been taught there's the brain in the head, but there's also a brain in our heart, and there's a brain in our womb space. So in all of our brain energy, needs to go there in order for us to go there in our lives. And the specificity helps. It's a map. It gives us a map, like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. And it could be a tiny shift from, I looked at the other day, I was talking with, one of my coaches. I've invested in working with amazing coaches over the past couple of years in a bigger way, and I've had bigger results as a result of that. And one of my coaches, I was talking about, what I'm projected this year, as a $1 million business. And when I said the word $1 million, I said, oh, okay, wait, let me adjust that, because $1 million in my head, having grown up and watching, game shows and various things, certain numbers take on a non-meaning for us. And I was like, okay, what if I made it, $1 million plus one, or $999,000? Ooh, okay, then that gives my brain a different target. That gives my brain a different place. My brain here, my brain here, my brain here, a different place. Like, oh, okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. So we're serving all of those rays of light, not 1 million rays of light, but 999,000 rays of light, and however that shows up. Yes, yes, absolutely, absolutely. Whatever the number is, your soulmate clients are waiting for you. Type into the comments, my soulmate clients are waiting for me. My soulmate clients are waiting for me. What are they waiting for? They're waiting for you to get out of your own way. They're waiting for you to realize that your zone of genius matters and has value and is worthy. They're waiting for you to realize that you're worthy. And so even when, folks like me, well, no, there's nobody like me. So coaches show up and say, get paid your worth. You can't get paid your worth. I think we've seen 3 doctors in the room I've seen so far, and they can tell you that there's nothing that science, as advanced as it is, cannot recreate you. AI, as advanced as it is, cannot recreate you. It cannot. So you can be paid, you can be compensated. You can be well compensated. You can be abundantly compensated. Your business can be abundantly compensated, but you being paid your worth is billions and billions and trillions of dollars that we don't even have the numbers for. But that's okay. That's okay, because what we're doing is we're allowing the stream of income that I said is connected to your voice and your vocal cords. Connected to your voice and your vocal cords. So that being said, I'm going to ask you then, what is your sacred message? What is the message of your work? All of the magical things that you told me that you were doing. What is your message? So if I come to you and I am needing and wanting what it is that you have, and I look and say, oh, okay, all right, you are a fertility doctor. Okay, well, there's this fertility doctor and that fertility doctor and this fertility doctor. You're never going to compete with anyone on price. Don't ever do that. Lose the whole idea of competing with anyone, period. It is you putting your sacred offerings into the world, and with your messaging, the message of your offering, the message that this living, breathing entity, whether it is your book, your course, your whatever it is, the living energy magnetizes the right soulmate folks toward you. So what is your sacred message? What is your sacred message? Hello, Goddess Jamila. What is your sacred message? Hello, Goddess. Yes. Yes. Beautiful, Goddess Stacy. Yes. Words are spells. Absolutely. Creating meaning in your life with intention. What is your sacred message? What's your sacred message? What are you going to magnetize them forward with? Some of the folks that we follow, or that we know of in the world, have messages that people may see as polarizing. And I think that this is very important to talk about, because many of us were raised to be nice girls, good girls, all of that stuff, which means don't be polarizing, which means get along with everybody, which means, basically the opposite of owning your voice. And as I've said before, and I'll say again and again and again, I'm not for everybody. I am not for everybody at all. There are many folks, most of the folks in the world, actually, who don't want anybody talking to them about their business, who is going to pull out African Goddess Oracle cards. And that's okay. That's great. Good. Because I'm not for everybody. And so that's great that those people, who I'm not for, feel turned off and turned away from me. Good. Well, less person that I need to block. You are not for everybody. Declare that. Type that in the comments. I'm not for everybody. We're not for everybody. We are not for everybody. Beautiful. I'm loving seeing your yes, your messages. Yes, your soul messages. Yes, absolutely. Healing your energy can help you to heal and transform your life. Beautiful. Wonderful for the substance abuse clinic and work. Excellent. Yes, we are not for everybody. And so even our beautiful sister who is doing the work with the substance abuse, like, oh my goodness, what important work, especially in this time of distraction where we're being taught to numb and avoid how we're feeling in order to make everybody feel comfortable. And for a large portion of society, that means turning to some sort of drugs, often prescription drugs. So we need what she's doing. And so it could look like, okay, well, she should serve everybody, but she's not for everybody. There are some people who will be turned on to her holistic practices, and some people who will be very turned off by that and feel that, it's only a message of medication. There are whatever it is that you do, you are not for everybody. And that's more than okay. It's more than okay. It is okay that people feel uncomfortable with your message. It's okay that certain people feel uncomfortable with you. They are going to. And being able to own that and sit in that comfortably, being comfortable with making other people feel uncomfortable with your voice and your message is key and so important. So important. And all of y'all who are over here in the beautiful overflow room, tomorrow, I want y'all to come over and be here in the VIP room if you can. You can register, go again to richgoddess.club and click on VIP when the offering is made and come here so that we can have this conversation by the time we get to the money map course, the money map class. So for example, if we look at Tony Robbins is extremely controversial, extremely polarizing. And I will share that he is someone that I have studied with, that I've gone to his events. I've walked on fire with Tony Robbins, etc. Okay. His voice, his story, the things that he shares are not for everybody. And that's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine, right? Oprah Winfrey. She seems to me like, oh my God, like who wouldn't like Oprah? Oprah's amazing. But there are many people that hate Oprah, think that she's a horrible human being. And I'm like, oh my gosh, like I can't understand them, but that's okay. Because there are many different kinds of people, as there are flowers, as there are, whatever it is. And all of us owning our voices, and having the courage to voice whatever it is that we came to share, knowing that we are not for everybody, is really important, especially when we're talking about marketing your business. In the beginning, when I first was launching my business into the world, I didn't want to talk about marketing. Like that turned me off. Like I felt like, oh my God, like, it felt to me like the opposite of who I am to talk about marketing. And what I've realized since then is that my Spiritpreneur business, my spiritual business, being that it is an entity with a life force of its own, is not separate from my spiritual walk. It's a part of my spiritual walk. If any of you have ever tried to put anything in the world, whether, like I said, you're trying to birth a book, a course, or whatever it is, you know that it will bring up all your issues to your face. All your shadow stuff rises to the surface, rises to the surface. So share with me now and share with whichever circle you're in. If you're in the VIP circle, if you're over here in the overflow room, who or what is it that has cut off your voice in the past? Who or what is it that has cut off your voice in the past? Another way to answer it, and you can answer it whichever way at this moment you feel comfortable to answer it. Another way to answer it is, what is the first time that you remember not having your voice? Ooh, let's just breathe into that. Let's just breathe into that. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing, my beautiful goddesses. Some courageous shares happening here in the VIP room. Thank you. Who or what cut off your voice? Who told you that your voice didn't matter? What is the first moment that you remember feeling like, oh my goodness, my voice doesn't matter. My voice doesn't matter. Someone said fear of rejection, feeling embarrassed. Someone said that they were 4 years old and taught not to share, that they saw and talked to spirits. Thank you for sharing that. Someone said my partner's fears and wanting to be perfect. Oh, that perfectionism. That is a big one. Someone said it was my inability to stand in my truth, imposter syndrome. Someone said probably in elementary school. Singing lead in a children's choir, so terrifying. I'm glad that you shared that. Actually, I've shared before, jokingly, the experience of being in a choir in 6th grade and being told to lip sync, and I can laugh about it now. But the idea that some of these educators and educators are amazing. I have a family of educators, but there are some educators that are cutting off children's voices by having them think that they're inadequate, and that is malpractice to the highest degree, to the highest degree. Thank you for sharing. Yes, who or what cut off your voice? Someone says my family. Thank you for sharing. Someone says my parents. Someone said we had no voice until we were of age. That's a good way to put it. We had no voice until we were of age. That's an important way to put it, to phrase it, because many times in families, in family units, family structures, there are ideas about who is allowed to have a voice and who is not. So let me ask that. Who in your family of origin, was allowed to have a voice? And maybe it was you. And if it was you, that is wonderful. But type in me. Who was allowed to have a voice? Someone says I was called the radio, that I talk too much. Someone says her dad taught her that children were seen and not heard. Someone said growing up in a domestic violence home, fear of confrontation. Someone says growing up in Tobago, I was taught to be seen and not heard. Seeing a lot of dad and the men when it comes to having a voice, who was allowed to have a voice. My maternal grandmother, the idea that adults are not children. My grandmother, parents had the only voice. Stepfather, the elders, my dad, children were seen and not heard, and I was one. That is a recurring theme here in this room. And so not an accident at all that we would be stepping forward to reclaim our voices. Someone said, this is beautiful. Goddess Amani says, I was allowed to speak freely. That's beautiful. She says, my mother encouraged my voice and creativity in light and love always. That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing that and putting that into the world. Someone says, many Southern families also believe that children should be seen and not heard. Type into the comments, seen and heard. Seen and heard. We're taking it back. We are reclaiming it. We are reclaiming it. We want to be seen. We want to be heard. We want to be experienced. Seen and heard. I'm choosing to be seen and heard. I'm choosing to take up space. Type into the comments, take up space. Take up space. Take up space. Seen and heard. Yes, take up space. We are taking up space. Yes, seen and heard, taking up space. Absolutely. Absolutely. You being seen, you being heard in the way that feels comfortable for you. Let me add that. Not in the way that I designate or anyone else designates, in the way that feels in alignment with you is directly connected to your income, to your prosperity. Taking up space. Taking up space. Taking up space. I dare to take up space. Take up all the room. Take up all the space. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. My New York folks, we know, like, I haven't been on the subway in a few years, but we know in New York on the subway, there were the man spreaders, men who sit and take up as much room as possible, leaving little slivers of room for anybody to squeeze in. No, we're not doing that. We are taking up space together. We are taking up room together, seen and heard. Seen and heard. Type into the comments, I claim the stage. I claim the stage. I claim my voice. So your soulmate clients cannot hear you if you are whispering your message only to yourself. Your soulmate clients also can't hear you if you're trying to appeal to everybody, if you're trying to say the right thing. Your soulmate clients can hear you when you are speaking honestly, authentically, ethically, truthfully, and in alignment. And when you are taking up space, when you are taking up room, and when you are willing to be seen and heard for you as you with your truth, whatever that means, however you designate the gifts that you are putting into the world, however you designate. So for me, when I look at all of you and the wonderful things that you do, I feel like, okay, this is great. Like it's, beautiful, because with you daring to take up space, mother's milk. With you daring to put your magic into the world, mother's milk. So then when you package up your intellectual property, okay, this is what we're going to be talking about in the coming days. When you package up your intellectual property to put it out there, and that can look like different things. So, this is packaging up your intellectual property. The 6-figure Spiritpreneur, 6-figure plus Spiritpreneur Priestess course is packaging up my intellectual property. When you package up your intellectual property to put it out into the world, to make a sacred offering, to have an energy exchange, to help solve someone's problem, or to uplift and empower someone, or to treat someone, to heal someone, whatever it is that you do, your voice needs to be attached to that, sharing with us, letting us know that it exists, teaching us, empowering us, enlightening us. And that's the difference between you as a spiritpreneur and any other entrepreneur. And there's nothing wrong with what they're doing. It's just not what you were called and born to do. Not what you were called and born to do. Someone else I know, Kenya K. Stevens, who I knew many years ago, she is on this show named Seeking Brother Husband. And I've known Kenya for many years, and she has a very prosperous spiritpreneur business that is built around helping women find freedom in what she feels is freedom in having, polyamory with multiple husbands. That is a very polarizing message. That's a very polarizing thought that turns off a lot of folks and turns away a lot of folks. But for the people that it is right for, she's been able to build her $1 million business and her $1 million vision for the folks that it's right for, because she's speaking and living her truth. So what is your polarizing or unpopular opinion or thought related to what it is that you do? Put it in the comments right now. What is your polarizing or unpopular thought or vision that is in alignment with you and your circle and your folks and your tribe? It doesn't have to be, turn on everybody. It doesn't have to be exciting for everybody. 99.99% of us here do not want multiple husbands. Be like, oh my God, I can feel the headache coming on, just imagining it. But for that 1% that does, yay, how awesome that she exists and she puts her work into the world and can magnetize toward her the people that are right for it. Someone said her polarizing message is women are homemakers. Good. Thank you for sharing that. Thank you for sharing that. Someone says that food and herbs can heal the body. No medications needed. Yes. Thank you for sharing that. Beautiful. Yes. Someone says that you cannot enjoy pleasure if you do not know who you are. Yes. Someone says, I serve Pusey, and that container is full of threads and magic. Yes, thank you for sharing that. Yes, put your controversial thought right now. Just declare it. Put it out there. Put it out there. And no shadow laugh needed to diminish it. So I'm looking at you, Goddess T. You know who you are. So when she said, I believe that women are homemakers, she said it and she put a LOL, which we do, which is still us as the nice girl going, it's okay. Little shadow laugh. We do that. I do that, right? In that moment, you diminish just a little bit what your energy is. Right now, we want to say it. So say it again and stand in it. You want to say it and you want to stand in it. You want to stand in it. Goddess V says, my polarizing view is that being sexual and expressing your sexuality is actually very sacred and spiritual. Yes, say it and stand in it. Goddess T says it can be taken so wrong, but women are the makers of the home. It can be a holistic and natural home. Beautiful. Say it and stand in it. Stand in it. Stand in it. Own it. Own it. And Goddess T, I remember she built this beautiful platform for sharing with other mothers how she had to take her family vegan because of one of her children's health concerns. And as we know, people feel like anything that you share is up for grabs for them to comment on. And so some folks are going to agree, some folks are going to disagree, some folks are going to think it's a tragedy and the worst thing that ever happened. Doesn't matter. It's nobody's business. It's nobody's business. Folks show up and comment. Somebody commented on something the other day to me that, they don't believe that, women over 40 should have kids. Well, then if you're over 40, don't have kids. If that's what you believe it for you. But you can't believe that for me because you're not me. You're not in my life. So what is your controversial thought? Yes, I speak and talk to the astral realm beings. Yes, me too. See you there, Goddess. Goddess G says, I may be a medical doctor, but I truly believe in the metaphysical and magic. CK, yes, magic. Yes, Goddess. Absolutely. Absolutely. Goddess D says, everybody has at least 2 guardian angels. Yes, declare it. Declare it. Declare it. Put your controversial thought, the thought that will get you kicked out of some rooms or families. Had to block half of mine. Put your controversial thought out there. Yes, beautiful. I'm proud and grateful for the gifts and being a conduit for the gift of being a vessel. Beautiful. Right now, in the controversial thoughts that you are expressing, this right here is the container of your prosperity. That's where that's the secret sauce. That's your secret sauce. Type into the comments, secret sauce. That's your secret money sauce right there. That is your secret money sauce. Someone said that God is a woman. Yes, that's your secret money sauce. So when you are speaking generally, right? We speak generally, like, okay, well, there's certain things about empowerment that everybody agrees with, or not everybody, but at least a larger frame of people. When you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. I'm going to say that again. By speaking to everyone, you speak to no one. It's like if you get up to win an award and you say, I want to thank everybody who did this for me. That's great, but you just thank no one. It's very different than going, I want to thank, Barry and, whoever, and, Michelle and who did this. That's specific. Or when we need help with something, we don't really go to a generalist. or we do, but not really. Like, we want to have somebody who is specific to that issue, somebody who is specific to that issue to help us. And that's where we're willing to invest. We're willing to invest in working with somebody who is specific to what it is that we are wanting wanting a transformation around. So if someone is a general life coach, that's cool. And so we may talk to them if we have a general issue or need help with goal setting or something like that. But if we have a very specific issue around some of the things we're talking about here, sexuality and sensuality, our inner child work, trauma, raising our children, whatever, like, we want to invest on a higher level with someone who we know has put all of their magic into that, put all of their eggs in that basket, all of their eggs in that basket. That's where people are willing to invest with you on a higher level, on a higher ticket level. Okay? That's your secret sauce, your secret goddess sauce, your secret goddess magic. Type into the comments, that's my magic. And that's what is attached to your prosperity. So when you package up your intellectual properties, again, when you package up your intellectual properties, so this book is not named, just, initiation. It is the African goddess initiation. Okay, it's not just, basic rituals. No, it's sacred rituals for self-love, prosperity, and joy. It's a very specific thing. So you being specific about your magic, you being, to quote my sister, Erica Badu, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my stuff. You being sensitive enough about your stuff to honestly and accurately say the truth, which is where the controversy is, which is where the polarizing thing is, which is where, most people would tell you in terms of marketing, general marketing, to stay away from. But what we're talking about is quantum marketing. That is the Prosperous Priestess secret sauce. Quantum marketing, which consists of your quantum message, which is in this polarizing zone, your quantum message, using quantum selling, and your quantum money map around your business. Your quantum money map around your business. Someone says, greetings, is there an audio version of your book available? Yes, there is. So if you go to, it's on Audible, on Amazon, on iTunes, wherever you would buy an audiobook. And yes, there is. I spent a whole, I think 2 weeks now, I'm trying to remember, 2 weeks in the studio recording. And talk about owning your voice. I had so much fear around recording the audiobook because there are so many different languages that I have in the book, like over 300 languages, like little clips of different languages. And I didn't want to get anything wrong. And I got a stomach ache because I was fearful of, not only, I didn't want to be, number one, disrespectful to anyone's culture or language by mispronouncing their language, but I also had fear of what other people would think. Because we live in a culture where currently people take pictures of strangers and put them online for folks to laugh at, or post text messages from other people and post folks for them to laugh at. And I was like, oh my God, okay, if I mispronounce something, I'm this far away from somebody posting the audio and being like, who does she think she is? Listen to how she said such and such. Oh my God, she's a fraud. She's a fake. She's a phony. And my ancestors said, knock, knock. Are you a fraud, a fake, or a phony? No. Okay, then you have nothing to be worried about. And those aren't your people. And if that happens, that happens. Who cares? It doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with you. What they think of you is none of your business. Type that in the comments. What they think of me is none of my business. So I did the best that I could with the pronunciations. I did the very best that I could and put it into the world. And I'm so proud. I'm so proud of this audiobook. So yes, it is there. Absolutely. What they think of me is nothing, is none of my business. That is the quantum shift. The quantum says that there is, at every moment is pregnant. That's my interpretation of how my ancestors have given me what the quantum is. Every moment is pregnant with possibility. And so this next moment right here, this next moment right here, this next moment right here is pregnant with the possibility of you succeeding in the way that you determine it to be. This moment is pregnant with the possibility of the 30, 50, 100, 1,000, 1 million people, however many people you have designated that you are wanting to serve in this month, in this week, in this year, however many people. The next moment is pregnant with that possibility. And there is a version of you that already exists, that is already in service, that has already done these things. It's all happening simultaneously. And we are not only open to the energy of our ancestors, but we are our ancestors as well. We are our ancestors. We're coming and going through different timelines and coming and going back. And so instead of coming and going back to different poverty timelines, let's opt out of the scarcity. Type into the comments, I'm opting out of scarcity. Let's opt into the timeline where and on my upcoming, I need to do, having all these thoughts at the same time. We need to do a shift where we shift into a timeline where all of this exists. I'll put it in the 6-figure Spiritpreneur Priestess course, 6-figure plus Priestess course, where we jump into a timeline that has everything that you are wanting, everything that you are desiring. We're opting out of scarcity. Yes, Goddess Katie. Yes, Goddess Imani. Yes, Goddess Eilena. Yes, Goddess Gabriella. Yes, we're opting out of scarcity. Type into the comments, I opt out of lack. I opt out of lack. I opt out of playing small. And when you shift into, I remember I was in this, and I'm just sharing this with you guys, in this sacred circle, this coaching circle, and I was like, oh my God, like I saw the number that month that I had made $25,000 that month. And I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I had a $25,000 month. And this is why it's important to be in the right containers and right circles. And the goddess sister who shared right before I shared, she was like, oh my God, I just had a $40,000 month. And so suddenly, I was like, oh my God, okay. And we're not in competition, but it expanded for me the possibilities. It reminded me that, okay, there's more. She was in service to people in a different way, and was able to achieve a different number. And again, those things only mean something because we were making them mean something. But with what they were meaning, it meant for me, okay, but wait, there's more. Type into the comments, but wait, there's more. Like the infomercials back in the days used to do. Here's this and that and the other. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Yes. But wait, there's more. And so for those of you who are wanting to take this to a deeper level, like I'm looking forward to being with you in for the rest of this week. Tomorrow we have another training at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and then the VIP where we're going to do the money map on Thursday and the full moon day. Those of y'all who coming to Tampa and those of you who coming to Belize to the retreat, let me give y'all some links. The retreat is priestessofpower.com. Someone type that in the comments for me, priestessofpower.com. And at womanifesting.com/links, you can find out about Tampa. But for those of you who are wanting to work with me one-on-one, in order to make this, to magnify and take this into a faster zone, you can go to the link richgoddess.life. richgoddess.life and find a VIP offering there if you're wanting me to sit with you and we can get together in New York and map out your book, map out your course, map out whatever it is, richgoddess.life. But your prosperity is not a small thing. Your prosperity matters and is important. You showing up in the world with your voice fully and completely matters and is important. And so when we're talking about quantum marketing, it also is no small thing. Goddess Nandi says, what's happening in Tampa? I live in Tampa. Oh my goodness, Goddess Nandi. So I'm going to be in Tampa speaking at the Hay House. I Can Do It. I think it's March 16th or 17th, something like that. Not March, May. 16th, 17th. If you go to womanifesting.com/links, somebody type that in the comments, womanifesting.com/links. You can find the link there to the Hay House I Can Do It Summit, and you should absolutely come. I'm excited to see you there. Or for those of you who are coming to Belize, that's the Priestess of Power retreat. Your prosperity matters. And so being able to say the things that are controversial, being able to own your voice in a bigger way, being able to show up in a bigger way is key to your financial growth and empowerment. And so tomorrow, as I said, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same bat channel. We're going to pick it up at talking about spiritual selling. We're going to continue talking about quantum marketing, spiritual selling, and your spiritpreneur money. Your spiritpreneur money, okay? And if you didn't sign up for the VIP and you want to be here in this room, in the VIP room with these amazing, incredible human beings, go to richgoddess.club. Register again. Go to richgoddess.club. When you register again, you will be given the VIP option, and definitely opt in and take it. Okay, goddesses? Yay. I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited for you. Let's take up room. Let's take up room. Let's magnetize toward us all of the abundance, because we are worthy and deserving of all great things. So bona, my beautiful goddesses. And that means I see you. See you tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh my God. Wait. VIP goddesses, sign into your learning portal. There's a workbook. You're going to get a workbook. There's a workbook for today. There's a workbook for each day. And it's in the VIP learning portal. And the activation that I talked about is going to be a part of the VIP. I'm seeing a message. They're reminding me of that. Okay. It's all a part of the VIP activation. It's so VIP. See you there. My goddesses. Yay.